All right, children, I'm going to try to make this boxer brief. Extremely brief. Let me move my seatbelt. If you hear some scratching, it's my seatbelt against my shirt. Let me pull up these notes, and we're going to go right for it. So, Electra. Actually, let me go ahead and get Stan out the way because I don't care about these white people. Stan and wife, what's wife's name? Peggy, are broken up. I didn't even listen to what she was talking about, honey. I had it turned down when they was talking, but from what I gathered, she said something about wanting him to get a regular job, like a real estate job or something casual, and be home when the kids get home. But then he went and told Angel that they was broke up for good. So I don't know, and I really don't care because that's not what I'm here for. Now back to this. Electra with a K is toe down. She's torn all the way down, and like I said last week, like the teardown was swift last week. At the beginning of the episode, she was living in the lap of luxury. And by the end of the episode, she had got kicked out the lap, honey. She was out the lap. And at the beginning of this episode, she's working. You know, she's a working girl. She's out there at the peep show, giving the girls, you know, all the men come in these places. I'm not going to do it all today. Giving all of that. And she was sleeping on a park bench. And I said, Lord, how the mighty have fallen. There's a gospel song that says, giants do die. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. And that's exactly what has happened here. That's exactly what has happened to Electra with a K. She fell, and it made the biggest thud. I should have went on to Sister's taking her sweet time. She fell, and it made the biggest thud. It really dropped a hole down into the earth. But so she's sleeping on the park bench. We get over to the peep show, and you know somebody puts that coin in the slot. The door raises. Electra's getting ready to give you, you know, her body motions, and it's Blanca at the door, and she looking like, Lord Jesus, help me today. So they go over to IHOP or Denny's or Waffle House or wherever, you know, where the girls meet up. And I really hope y'all can hear me because it's too hot for me to have these windows rolled up. So we just gonna have to go with the flow, and this is the flow today. But yeah, they go over to the diner and they're talking. And you know Electra, she's just really, really proud. And what I don't understand, because they still haven't given us any of Electra's background, is why she's so proud. Why? Pride comes before the fall. I'm in the word today. Y'all are going to get this word on today. But I just really want to know, like, what makes her so adverse to asking for help. I know what in my personal life makes me so adverse to asking for help. But that's me. We ain't talking about me. So, you know, basically, Blanca's just like, girl, you know, let me help you. And Electra's like, I don't feel like it. And Blanca's like, okay, girl, if you want to be a beautiful corpse down to the morgue, then that's fine, honey. You're going to be sickening in a pine box. Absolutely stunning. Nobody will be prettier than you at the funeral home. But you're going to be at the funeral home. And Electra's like, all right, girl, fine. You know, I'm going to move in with you. I'm going to give you the pleasure of me moving in with you when I don't have anything. Let me see where we're going from here. Electra at one point said she didn't like being mean. She just, you know, that's just how she is. She don't like it though. And I'm like, well, if you have the cognitive ability to know you don't like being mean, then it looks like some of the time, because I know I can be real grumpy, real grumpy, and you know, 78% of the time I cannot stop myself from being grumpy. Like there's nothing I can do. I'm grumpy, and I know I'm grumpy. I know I'm coming off real, you know, girl, leave me alone. But I can't do anything about it. Like there's nothing I can do. But there's a time where I can just be like, you know what? All right, let's do something about it. And every now and then I can come out of it. So I'm like, Blanca, girl, Electra, look like every now and then. But whatever. They hug, and then, you know, grandmother's moving in. Electra comes over. I don't really care to talk about Ricky and Damon because they don't really interest me that much. Not really. But, you know, Blanca says that Electra's moving in. She's going to take the bedroom, and the boys have to sleep on the couch. And what I don't understand is the room looked big enough for the boys to just make a pallet on the floor. Electra is a guest in y'all house. Put her, you know, give her the bed. It's cute, whatever. But kicking the boys out of their room seems like extra. It seems like overkill to me. Because Electra ain't never done nothing to deserve her own room. And displacing these children for grandmother who ain't never been nice. I guess, honey. So we have Blanca and Praytel. They're sitting, or they're getting ready for the princess ball. We're getting ready to have the princess ball. Praytel is designing this outfit. Blanca's like, are you sure, girl? Because I feel like I'm gonna look like a 70s bridesmaid. You know, when Marsha Brady got married and they had the bridesmaids, the BRIDEMAIDS, the bridesmaids. That's kind of what the dress was reminiscent of. If y'all have ever seen a Very Brady Wedding, I think it was called. Anyway, girl, off topic. Praytel is like, girl, you gon' slay. Like, I'm not here to set you up to look a fool, especially with my name on the product. So you gon' slay. And then they get to talking about the House of Ferocity. And like I told y'all, I really just don't see it for that name. I don't see it. It looked like they would be wearing zebra print. And I just don't have it to do. But Ferocity snagged, they snagged Poppy, obviously. They snagged Florida, you know, the Vogue Queen. And then they have also snagged, okay, I'm going to go, Aphrodite. And I said, you know, Blanca was like, Jesus, no. Praytel was like, yes, Mary. And I'm sitting over here like, Lord, they done got Aphrodite. I thought Aphrodite would have been too good to join up with the girls because, you know, she's legend. She was walking out by herself and winning, you know, whatever. So I'm like, she would have been too good. But no, she actually is a member of Ferocity. And it hurt my feelings. But every time I hear Aphrodite, I don't know how many of you all celebrate Jackie Washington, but her day was this past Sunday. Jackie Washington Day was Sunday. Sunday before, you know, last Sunday. Trying to give me a little piece of, trying to give me a piece of, what do you call this? Shade. Jackie Washington Day was last Sunday, so I refreshed my mind. And so now every time I see, well, before I was still thinking about it, but every time I see Aphrodite or hear her name, my spirit goes, baby, 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 can't you see? My body is a temple. Worship me, just like Aphrodite in a nightie. I'm like Thor, you're like Venus. Something's got to come between us, love goddess. Fall down to your knees for your love goddess. Touch me where you please. Lay your scepter at my swine, Lord. Shrine. Squeeze the grapes into the wine. Oh, and drink the wine. And drink the wine. You know, whatever. Like, my spirit just goes into Love Goddess by Jackie Washington. If you've never seen Jackie's back, first of all, girl, how are you watching Pose and you've never seen Jackie's back? Because the gays love Jackie's back. Second of all, get into it if only for, the scene where they're singing Love Goddess and also Isabel Sanford as Play Mama. Hi, Play Mama. Hey, Play Mama. Little Jackie Washington. Don't come in my gate. Listen. Watch Jackie's back if you haven't. It's everything. Moving along, I really could cut off the car because it's not like I'm burning up any air. I'm just burning up gas because I don't have air. The bartender, Keenan, he is enamored with Praytel. Blanca gets his phone number. You know, she's like, you keep watching on me. Like, I don't like the ladies. She's like, girl, I can see you're looking at a man, honey. Give me your number. I'm going to give it to him. And so they set up a little date. Auntie Cheryl Lee Ralph looking headmaster Helena St. Rogers, she calls Blanca over to the school. Now Blanca's coming over there very very matronly, giving, is Damon acting a fool? I had to see if that was the police, honey. I'm parked in the fire lane. Is Damon acting a fool again? Because I will have his hide. I'll tan his hide. And Helena's like, no. I just wanted to let you know that he's got, approved for scholarship for his second year. And, you've given him self-worth and it's going to take him real far. And I was like, oh, my heart. Because the children deserve self-worth. Because my family didn't really give me self-worth. I had to give my own self-worth because my family gives me family worth. You're a member of this legendary family and this is how we do things, and everything that I do is a reflection of the family. So I didn't personally have self-worth growing up. I had to go ahead and give my own self a price, and I made the price high. The price is high. Moving along. Electra is walking down the street, honey. She didn't put her makeup on, and Blanca's like, girl, look, you got to put your face on because that's who you are as a girl. Like, some must be walking around here without no face, but you don't come outside without your face on. So put your face on. We're going to get you this job application. So she puts on a little lipstick, goes in there, asks for a job application, and actually ends up getting the job. I was very proud of Electra. Ricky and Damon are auditioning for the role of dancer number 1 and 2 in I'll Be Sure's new music video. And they both make it through the audition process, and it's all just wonderful. and good. And so we get to dinner that evening, and, or I don't know if it's the same evening, but whatever. We get to dinner, and, you know, everybody's got news. We've all got news. And Damon is like, you know, we made it to I'll Be Sure's do. And Blanca's like, okay, but, you know, school. You in school. Let's think about school. And he's like, well, you know, the point of going to school is to be a professional dancer. And, you know, this is a great opportunity, yada, yada. And Blanca's giving, you know, yeah, obviously go to school, but, I mean, obviously you want to be a professional dancer, but school is also important. It'll craft you and help you, you know, make it. And Damon gives, you don't think that I can make it with, you know, where I am right now? And it's like, no, that's not the point, son. That's not the point. It's not. School, as far as dancing, because my family is really, really big on school, huge on school, and it's just like, girl, it ain't for me. But as far as like a dancing school or a craft school like that, school just really looks fantastic on a resume. And I know it looks good on a resume for other professions, you know, whatever. But dancing and acting, like, if you've gone to Juilliard, you know, the children will consider you quicker than, you know, homegirl that just got her GED, which is me. But it's just, you know, they'll consider you a little quicker if you have, like, this arts background. So school looks really good, especially for artists. Anyway, Keenan and Pertell out to eat, honey. He's a sculptor. You know, he just bartending to pay the bills. And I'm like, is the ball paying you a lot of money? That's what I don't understand about the balls of the 80s. Like, I know how the balls work today. But the balls back in the 80s, like, whose warehouse were they voguing down in? Who was paying for the trophies? Who was paying, like, who's the money? I know they stole a lot of things, but you can't steal a warehouse. I mean, you can, but it's a little harder to do. It just, I don't know. Anyway, Angel's hurt. She's crying. You know, she's never felt this way before. And she doesn't want to ever feel this way. So Blanca's giving her, you know, big sister / mother advice and hugs and kisses, and you know, you gonna make it through. You know, our life is not a life where the white boy, the suburban white boy saves us. That's just not quite how that works. So you learn this lesson, you learned it early, because Electra sitting over there ain't learned it until she was 40. So you learned it early. You know, Blanca didn't say all this, but this is what I would have said had I had Angel in my bosom. And you know, they hug and all of this, and Blanca's like, you know, you are going to be a mother one day. You're going to be the mother of this house one day. And Angel's like, yeah, girl, when I'm gray, old and gray, like, yeah, eventually, but not soon. And Blanca then finally tells her, you know, I tested positive, and, you know, I'm not going to die today or tomorrow, but it's going to be sooner than you think. And, of course, now we really crying. Now we're hollering boots. Let me see. And then she said she was at the piers, and she was crying, you know, because she's been just heartbroken. And I'm like, you can't be crying at work. I've cried at work, and then I've had to pull it right together at work. You can't just be bawling at work. It don't work like that. So I forgot to mention, Electra stands for I'll Be Sure. Okay, the boy said we're dancing with I'll Be Sure. Electra was like, girl, listen, love him. He is the Marvin Gaye of our generation. Me and what's his man's name? Elliot Stabler made love to him several times. I have his tape in my purse. If you've never heard him, hold on, let me go get it. And I'm saying, like, I've never seen Electra this happy, this excited, this interested in anything. Like, maybe we need to get Electra and I'll Be Sure together, hook them up. And then that's how Quincy was made. Let me not be shady. There was more shade to I'll Be Sure than Kim Porter. Anywho, so we're at the Princess Ball. Ferocity is here. They're acting a fool. They've thrown a drink on Poppy. They're just being really, really rude. And it's not even, they weren't being rude. They were being malicious. And I don't understand why. Because this was once your sister. These were once your sister. Like, like Angel and Blanca were in abundance with Candy and Lulu. Y'all were sisters. You know, Blanca has invited y'all out to eat. We've been all out to the store shopping, you know, thwarting niggas' plans together and carrying on. And then Candy and Lulu walked up in there like, this tonight. You know, I'm saying tonight like I'm at the function. Tonight, like, it was, I just didn't like that. I really didn't. I could not do that. Because y'all know that Candy and Lulu are, you know, comedic geniuses. They were hilarious all season. But this episode, it left a really bad taste in my mouth. Because Candy, you know, was just being rude. She reached up and she touched Blanca's chin and, you know, put her hand back, and everybody was like, girl, what's wrong? She's like, I cut my finger on Blanca's stubble. Like, all of that. For no reason. Like, it don't take all that. It don't take all that. That's not what balls are about. Anyway, so Blanca goes off crying. Electra comes in. Electra stormed. Do you hear me? She had this dress with, it was very Pepper LaBeija, you know, the very first episode of this season, of this show. I told y'all, Electra was kind of Pepper LaBeija, but giving you, you know, she wasn't giving you a soft glove. She stormed in there with these big shoulder things like Pepper LaBeija stormed at the beginning of Paris is Burning. Peppers were round, but still, she gave you shoulder, she gave you legendary, okay? She was walking down the street giving you everything. It was a visual. And she walked over to Blanca, dried her eyes, beat her face right quick, and said, look, let me go read these bees. Let me read these heifers for you right quick. She walked out there, read those girls. She read them churn. Whew. My hairline had receded by the end of her read. She was snatching wigs so that she accidentally grabbed hold of mine and just barely let it go before it ripped out the scalp. But the hairline, I looked like Ashley from Potomac. My hairline started back here. I said, Jesus Christ. Not Christ with a T, Christ. That's when you really outdone, when you say Jesus Christ. But I was shook. And the girls were shook. Everybody was just shook. We was just like, oh no. Oh no. And then they challenged Ferocity, or was Ferocity that challenged? I think it was Evangelista that challenged Ferocity. And they get out there, they're doing, you know, legendary things. You know, we're giving face and body. Was that Jiggly Caliente that was at the function as well, in the white? The heavyset girl with the white church suit on and the fan. It looked like Jiggly Caliente. Somebody comment below and let me know, was that her? We had Laomi was down there giving the girls, you know, legendary and moves. Goddess Aphrodite. Just like Aphrodite in a nighty. You're like Thor. I'm like Venus. Something's got to come between us. Love goddess. You know. I love that song. You know, everybody was giving fierce competition, but all in all, Electra won. I mean, not Electra. Well, Electra, she walked with abundance. She walked against Aphrodite. I mean, she walked with Evangelista. I'm sorry, y'all. And Evangelista won. And it was a wonderful day. It was a wonderful time. We were all celebrating. It was fantastic. Damon took Blanca aside and let her know that, you know, Ricky's going to go ahead and go on tour without Damon. Their relationship is strong enough. Now, mind you, they like 17, 18, so y'all don't know what a strong relationship is, but whatever. Their relationship is strong enough to withstand being apart for a few months. Let me see, Candy, I have loved Candy all season, and this episode really just, I was like, okay, she got heart. She got heart, we love her, you know, we'll take her. But she acted a plum fool at this ball. They were doing Vogue. You know, you had the kids that were out here doing Vogue. I don't think Ferocity was walking, and I don't understand why Ferocity wouldn't have been walking with Laomi or Florida in the mix. And so, okay, she was playing that. White lady is jamming over here with this rap music. But yeah, I don't understand why they weren't walking Vogue with Laomi on their team, but whatever. So Candy's like, you know, we are not leaving this house without, you know, leaving this ball without a grand prize trophy. So she goes out there and she's giving. And I'm like, Candy, please. Candy, Conde, please, pretty please, cut that out. Stop that. You look a fool. You look a mess. Stop it. And they told her, like, Purtell was like, Candy, look, you know, you have heart. We dragged you for walking body. Then you went and bought a body, but you cannot buy rhythm and blues. You know, you cannot buy the beat. You can't buy the challenge of dancing. You cannot. You can't. It can't be bought. And Candy was mad. The judges were like, girl, just go and get off the stage. Move so the children can vote so we can finish this category. You know, I got places to be this evening. She, you know, didn't want to leave. It escalated to the point where one of the judges pushed down the table, swinging, looked like a mason, something, swinging a chain with something tied to the end of it. Candy then went to her person, got a hammer. They finna fight. And I'm just like, what the hell? What the hell is going on between the sheets at my ball? What is happening? It's too much. It's far too much. Angel was outside smoking her cigarette, as she tends to do. Stan walks up and is like, I'm leaving my wife. Angel said something that really sat well with me. She said, you know, when we first talked and you said this was your first time, it was not mine. You are not the first, you know, nigga to fall in love with me. and you know, whatever. And she said what she wants has changed. Stan was like, we'll get a house, we'll make it legit, it's fine. She was like, what about the kids? We'll figure it out. You like kids, right? And she was like, no, not really. Like, kids ain't really my forte, but whatever. And they just kind of broke up. Blanca came out to get her, to help her get dressed, to walk the Mother of the Year category. Well, I don't even know if she knew she was nominated, to be honest, but whatever. Just help me get dressed. So she, goes, grabs Angel. They go back inside. You hear Blanca say, girl, I get it. He fine. And I'm like, not really, but okay. I guess. So now Mother of the Year. They call out all these women. They call it, an extravaganza. They called Mugler. There was one more notable house that they called out. And then they called out Blanca Evangelista. And they looked so shocked. That's why I say I don't know if she knew she was up for Mother of the Year. Because they looked so shocked when they called Blanca's name. Just very, very like, oh, me? And Blanca won. It was beautiful. I'm sitting here clapping and crying. They hoist Blanca up on their shoulders, and she looks up and she sees the disco ball and it's confetti, and it's just a beautiful time. Electra gives her, a hug and a kiss, and you are that girl at this point. And I'm just like, wow, my mother has made it. My legendary mother, Blanca Evangelista, has made it. I'm so glad. And she looked like Belle. She had on this yellow, kind of golden yellow dress, and she looked like Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and it was so beautiful. She had her hair pulled back, pinned up in kind of, a French roll, and I was like, wow, I've never ever in my life stand as I'm standing right now. She is gorgeous. MJ Rodriguez is so talented. Like, I can't wait for just to see what all she does. But anyway, after the ball, honey, we all meet up at the pizzeria. You got Lil Poppy, he's back in the family. They adopted 2 new members, the little boys that were members of Abundance that moved over to Ferocity. Now they're Evangelistas, honey. They just home hopping. And the entire Abundance family, not Abundance, Evangelista family, Electra was there. And then what really, really warmed my cockles were warm. They were warmed at this point, was when we panned over and we saw Helena St. Rogers sitting at the table with the House of Evangelista. It really, 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 really warmed my spirit. I don't know. I just really love that connection. I love it. So that was it. That's how it ended. It really made me concerned for next season, because it ended in such a fairy tale way that when we pick up next season, I'm afraid it's gonna all crash back down. Electra's gonna go back to being terrible. I'm just worried. I'm worried, but I can't worry about that girl, because we ain't gonna have the season for like another year. So this show is wonderful. If you've not caught Pose, please do yourself a favor and go back and watch the show and get your life. I'm probably gonna do a couple more videos just expressing my thoughts on certain characters and certain storylines and stuff like that. But girl, get your life. In the meantime, I'm wearing this legendary shirt I created that says Femme Queen Realness. On the back it says Evangelista. I can't give you a full spin and show you, but I'll try to remember to put a picture up here. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and all the other things that the YouTubers say. I'm finna run in this store right quick and get me something to drink. I'm parched. And I'll see y'all when I see you. Peace.